Hey guys, Jenny here. I just want to let you know that I am ready to post my next recipe. It is Brussels sprouts with a balsamic vinegar honey glaze. I've added bacon at the end. You don't have to do that, but I've walked you through it. It's a very, very simple thing, and I can share with you. You can probably find Brussels sprouts at any of your more organic stores, but I've also seen it without question at your local grocery store. Got to remember, people grow this stuff for all of us, so take advantage of it, and I hope you enjoy it. It's an amazing flavor when you're finished. Your mouth's going to kind of explode. It's sweet and savory, and I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I'm doing is I am sauteing some bacon. I kind of like cutting it up and cooking it this way rather than taking the whole slices, cooking them and crumbling them. And bacon, again, is only added if it's something you really want to add to the Brussels sprouts. If you don't want to have meat in your Brussels sprouts dish, then just don't include this. So I've added the cut up Brussels sprouts to my pan with about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I've turned it so that all of the Brussels sprouts are coated in the olive oil before I add any other ingredients. I have everything sauteing nicely at about a little below medium heat. I do want to hear the crackle and the crunky and that kind of stuff that happens when you cook in oil. And I'm going to add fresh kosher salt and some ground pepper. I've also added just a touch of garlic because garlic is good on everything except Cheerios, in my opinion. Now I'm going to cover the pan a bit because I want the moisture to come down into the Brussels sprouts and soften them a little sooner. Please know the goal here is to get them a little browned on the outside because it just adds an amazing amount of flavor to the actual Brussels sprouts. I've added salt and pepper, and I will be adding the other ingredients a little later, and we'll talk about that then. So I'm going to remove the lid. I'm going to see how things are going. Everything seems very pretty, and you're noticing that a little bit of brown, if you will, a little bit of toasty stuff is happening on the edges of the Brussels sprouts, which is what you want. I will also share with you that if I don't feel that they're cooking to the degree I want, in other words, the goal is nice and browned on the outside and caramelized and softened on the inside. If I don't see that's happening, I'm probably going to add wine, but again, you've got to see the sign I have in my kitchen. I cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. So I've just added about 1/4 cup of wine. Chardonnay is what I use to this pan, and I'm going to cover it again to make sure that the softening on the inside is happening. So as you can see, everything is looking really pretty, and now would be the time that you decide whether you want to just leave it vegetarian or you want to add bacon. The last piece will be a balsamic vinegar and honey blend, but I'm going to add both about 1/2 lemon squeeze, and then I'm going to add the balsamic, and lastly I'll add the bacon, and then quite frankly, what you have to do is blend them all together. So once again, I'm going to cover the pan and stir everything up so that all the flavors come together. So just a quick squeeze of this lemon, because quite frankly, Brussels sprouts like acid. So I've added some 1/2 of a lemon squeezed over the Brussels sprouts. You heard the sizzle. This is a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and a teaspoon of honey blended together. And you always make sure that even though you blended it, you blend it one more time before you add it to the mixture. So it's ready to go. So that's how pretty it is without bacon, but because I do enjoy sweet and savory, or that combination of acidic and savory from meat, I am going to add bacon that I cooked earlier, and then I'm going to cover for about 1.5 minutes and just let the flavors blend together. So here you are. It's an absolutely fabulous dish, and I sincerely hope those of you who have Brussels sprout problems give this a shot, because I think you're going to love it. It just tastes good, sweet and savory, You don't have to add the bacon if you don't want meat in your vegetables, but it is just a full meal in itself, doesn't need anything else. Thanks for watching.